Hi, the excerpt that I chose to read from Tommy Pico's In Real Life poem is going to be from page 94 to 98. In this excerpt, Tommy Pico talks a lot about how social media has such a huge impact on how people feel about themselves, whether it's just self esteem or just feeling worthy of oneself. And I think this excerpt shows a huge idea of how Tommy Pico feels about like social media and how it is able to affect people within our society today and just their overall image of themselves. So I'm gonna go ahead and state the question. And then I'm going to follow by reading about a half a page of the excerpt from page 94 to 98 that basically kind of goes into detail about how Tommy Pico perceives social media to affect individuals within our society today. So, the question itself is going to be, how does this section of the poem define how individuals within our society today rely on social media approval to feel accepted or worthy? Okay, so starting on page 94 in Tommy Pico's In Real Life, I'm going to go ahead and read part of this passage in which really relates to this question. And this will basically just help me move forward with explaining how Tommy Pico was able to put into poetry how social media is able to affect feeling of self-worthiness or just acceptance within our society today, just as a whole. Okay, so starting on page 94, Tommy Pico states, "Is this ad relevant to you? Would you like to enhance your ad watching experience? You're a garbage person if you can't take a good photo," is the underlying message of gay culture. In Brooklyn, the concept of fame in the United States. "I hate having my picture taken. I say this to the photographer at the party because every damn party has to be photographed, otherwise it didn't happen. And because the parties are so boring, if people weren't posing, there would be nothing to do but drink. It's too loud for convos, and they don't let you dance in the city." He says, "Oh, come on." I say calmly, "No." And he asks, "Is this an Indian thing? Like, does a pig steal your soul or something?" I want to crumple him up in the palm of my hand, but I guess it is an NDN thing in the sense that I'm NDN doing this thing. Posing for pics is like not being able to stare into the sun for too long, but kind of the opposite. Blank black lens crystallizes the uncertainty within. Is this good or bad? Is a sentence in a fight and why I hate confrontation. Why do I have to take sides? Switzerland has the strictest privacy laws on the planet, and I have the flyest tank tops in America. Somehow, I feel good about it. In Camille, there's a concept for in between, not knowing how to smile, how you look bent over a book, waking up on the East Coast feels exactly the same. Sometimes you wake up not knowing how old you are if Johnny is down the hall in the robe making eggs. So, in this excerpt, Tommy Pico goes into, in my opinion, from when I was able to read this, a lot of detail in basically explaining how he felt arriving at a party in which it was a social setting in which social media was affected by this. Tommy Pico basically says that you go to the party or you go to just a social outing of sorts, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a party. In this case, Tommy Pico is referring to a party, but just a social outing of sorts. If a picture isn't taken and if the picture isn't good per se. So a lot of what people do, individuals within our society today, is go out, and their way of showing that they are going out and they are having fun and they are presenting almost this fantasy life on social media is being able to take a picture in which they look good, post it, kind of just say, "Oh yeah, I'm out," whatever. Like, and that is very, very, very realistic in our society today, especially in my opinion, within the 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, maybe late 20s, early 30s. People are constantly posting. It's like when they're out, they want to look cool and they want people to know that they're out, right? They want people to know that they're out. They want people to know that they're doing good things, fun things per se. They want people to know that they're looking good, and that's why they take these pictures and they Photoshop them and they post them on social media, and they're living this fantasy life that really isn't real. And Tommy Pico is basically saying, what's the only point of going to this party or social outing such as this is to give a false representation of the night itself to social media in order to gain approval from social media itself. You know, Tommy Pico basically states, he says, it is too loud to have a conversation with someone. And he said if it wasn't for the photos, everyone would just be getting drunk, basically. There would be no point to the party. So he kind of just shows how social media has such a hold on individuals in our society today, and how they determine their worthiness on likes and followers and just online approval of other people. I think Tommy Pico did a great job explaining such, and I think it is extremely relatable within our society today, as a lot of people use social media, as it is extremely taboo to not have social media and to not post on it. So I think Tommy Pico did a great job explaining how social media has a huge influence on individuals in our society today, and how it can determine their feelings of self-worthiness. Okay, thank you.